I'm Brent Leary.
I'm Paul Greenberg.
We are the CRM Playaz, and we are live in Vegas. But guess what? You're
What?
supposed to what?
What?
We're not alone. That sounds
There are aliens?
like some UFO stuff
There
going
are
on.
aliens. Well,
No,
no, that's not aliens. That's the sphere outside your window.
we're not alone. But here's why. You know, good intro music. Maybe we need some kind of intro music.
We never have had it though. I mean, it's sort of like, cultivating the minimalist look.
I like the minimalist look, but I also like having Rebecca Wettemann from the Crunch join us because, this watch party is technically going on during the Crunch time period. So we need a co-host to represent the Crunch, and who other to do that than the one and only Rebecca Wettemann.
There she is. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Wow.
It's amazing that she's so cheerful and smiling.
And
she doesn't
smooth.
even
That intro is so smooth. Good morning, gentlemen.
Can you hear me? Just curious if you can hear me.
No, we hear you.
Okay. No, I was just saying she's so cheerful and smiley, even though she doesn't know what time zone she is.
Well, the only way to tell is the only thing to do is ignore the time zone and just know you're awake. That's it.
Just go with it. You just got to go with it,
It's the best way to go.
And speaking of going with it, it looks like they're about to get started with the opening keynote here at ServiceNow Knowledge24. So I'm going to bring on the screen just so we can kind of keep track of what's going on here while we talk. Right now, there's nobody talking. Nice imagery though. Look at that.
Yeah, pretty. I bet you it was Gen AI generated.
Do you think?
Well, we should probably start a drinking game for how many times Bill McDermott actually says Gen AI, because he said it a whole lot.
You know what the problem's going to be if we do that though? We'll all literally have to get up and constantly go to the restroom. Right?
Wow. You know what?
We could also do it. We could also do it for every time he says transformation.
Yeah,
doubly, because I think it's going to happen a lot.
I'm guessing we're in the right stream with judging from this, or else we're about to have a nuclear war.
Well, that's
one or the other.
I'm gonna put the sound on now for this.
Rebecca disappeared. Yeah. Just went off.
Wait, I don't know. Maybe she hit a button.
There she is.
Run.
Well, you're
here.
Back.
We are.
Here we go.
We're live. We're going
Perfect
live.
timing. Perfect timing, you guys. Bill McDermott. Is that
Alba? Yes.
Yeah, Idris. Or as I like to call him, Luther.
I'm not hearing any sound at all.
You're not hearing it?
No.
How about now?
Yeah.
Yes.
That is.
My man. Is it me, or are things not working? At least not the way they could work. Not the way they should work. How did we get here? All the technology that was supposed to help people work smarter only made us work harder. Why? Because a lot of businesses are still relying on 20th century tech to meet 21st century challenges. So how do we get things working again? Who's going to step up? You. Because today, we have the greatest technology in a generation at our fingertips. AI. It's going to change the game. The ServiceNow platform is the only platform that puts intelligence into every corner of a business, making everything work better together. Every system, every process, every app. Now, everything changes. It's time to stop thinking about the way things were and start thinking about where things are going. Okay, I'll be straight with you. I don't totally get how you go about transforming business or healthcare or education or government. But I do get that nobody does it better. And that's why you're here. This is your moment. This is your company's moment. This is your customer's moment. Together, you'll make the world work
I
better.
wonder how much they paid him for that.
It's time to lead. It's time to put AI to work. It's time to get to work.
Yeah, well, they picked the right guy. That's all I
Very
know.
well done.
I know, and I love him. So, in fact, when he went, I freaked out for a second, thinking, "Oh my God, that's Luther. He's going to kill me." Right? Then I realized, wait a minute, no, it's not. It's Idris Elba.
Please join me in welcoming a man who not only knows a thing or two about business transformation, he's about to rewrite the rules by putting AI to work for people. Ladies and gentlemen, Bill McDermott.
I like the camera angle.
That's a white jacket.
I was about to say, that is the sales jacket.
That place is jam-packed.
That's a jacket that closes deals. Not hearing it from the audience, or else we're not.
No, I don't hear anything from the audience.
No. Might be just the way the...
24, are you fired up?
There you go.
Are
Okay.
you ready to put AI to work for people? We got
No.
20,000 plus here in Vegas, millions worldwide, and who's ready to have the best knowledge ever right now?
How do they know they have millions worldwide? I could never figure that out. Like, they got the numbers now?
It's called marketing,
I
Paul.
love this.
Yeah.
Man. This is awesome. A
I
word
was
about
being
Idris
sort of
Elba.
facetious.
You know, he took on a project in Sherbro Island, Sierra Leone, because that's where his father is from. And he teamed up with ServiceNow, learned the platform, believed in the culture, and is totally authentic because he wants to build a new smart city with ServiceNow.
Oh, so that's how it's
and
working.
he's our champion for innovation. He is our brand ambassador on a multi-year level. Let's give it up for Idris Elba.
Well, I'll put it this way. They couldn't have made a better choice. Literally.
I'd also like
Love
to
that
give it
guy.
up for you.
I don't
This
think he's here,
community
though.
is now an absolute global powerhouse.
I don't think he's here, though,
What's in this
unfortunately.
No. That's why they did that
8,000
long
plus
shot with that
enterprises
little shadowy
representing
figure walking back and
150
forth that
million
you couldn't see.
employees. The economic value of your businesses exceed $20 trillion. Last year alone, you executed 23 billion workflows, and you automated your businesses and made your companies transform through digital transformation. When you work, the world works. Thank you very much for your trust and service now.
You know, I have to
Let's
say,
give it up for this team here.
I haven't heard the words digital transformation for like 2 years. Really.
I know. I was thinking that
So,
yesterday.
Why are we
Yeah,
here?
he's bringing it back for some,
Because, ladies
well, I
and
mean,
gentlemen,
for probably good reason in his
in
case.
every business,
It's not
Hey,
stupid.
every
all back too.
industry across the world, every single business process, every single workflow will be re-engineered with generative AI. This is a renaissance in the information technology industry. It's a once-in-a-generation moment, and you are the leaders that get to move us forward. A lot of people are worried what happens to jobs. You know, the Time magazine ran an article in 1966, and they said, with the advent of computers, 90% of the jobs would disappear and only 10% would remain. And those would be the senior executives, and the states would have to subsidize all the rest because
really-
it would be
oh,
a
come on.
welfare state. Don't worry about that. 90 million jobs later, just in the United States alone, technology is transforming the global economy, and we're just getting started.
I agree with him there. That's ridiculous.
This particular moment is a global renaissance of innovation. We're on the cusp of something really, really big. And we are the culture carriers, and I can tell you that optimism is the only free stimulus that's left in this world. So please
And then that one
recognize
last night.
that you are the force multipliers. You are the ones that will carry this message forward when you leave Las Vegas to change
It's
the world.
interesting because
You know, the
I think it
experts
was
great.
3
make a
years,
lot of
well, it's
predictions,
COVID,
and
so
I'm
it
going
would
to
be
give you a
three,
couple.
two,
IDC
3-4
says
years ago.
global
They were
economic
actually one of the
impact
earlier
AI
companies to
will
really
be
focus in
$11
and do,
trillion
let me say,
in
to
the
double
next 3
down
years
on
alone.
empathy,
That's big.
right? They were
Some
big
people
in
can
that,
say that's hype.
big with the idea, and they actually
There's a
did
lot
something
of
about
pretenders
it.
out there. We're not
And
one of them.
I mean, they have an interesting use of
So I want you to
right-brained
consider
ideas.
this. If you
Always optimism
just
now.
confuse generative AI for the fulfillers that work in your companies, we will create, just in this audience alone, 1 billion hours of productivity this year. That's more than hype. That's true opportunity. So
Again,
I
wonder
really
where they
have a
get the
goal
numbers.
that you become
You've
the
got a lot
most
of numbers,
relevant
yeah.
innovators in the
Yeah,
world.
I'm sorry. These numbers are just like, let's pick something out of a hat.
On you.
How do you have any idea that that's even vaguely true?
Win the game. And I just
Sounds like
want
a
to
good
hear
stump
from
the
you.
Godfather
Like,
question.
are you like
So,
jacked
you know,
up, like really
Yeah.
ready to get into this and roll up our sleeves and get to work and put AI to work for people? Because if you are, I have to hear from you this morning. Come on now.
I like his
Come on now.
enthusiasm there. It really does help with
Yeah.
So here's the big picture.
the people.
5 years ago, it was clear that every
Well,
business had a
he's always been a
transformation
master of
mandate.
the
Digital
stage,
transformation. That's what we
right?
talked
That's for
about.
sure. And you know what?
And you
I
know
got
why we
to
did
his credit, and
Because
I
it's
give him
changing
an
systems.
enormous amount.
It's gonna
Look, he was a
create
good
chaos out
CEO
there.
at SAP. There's no
The
question about it.
processes are
He's a
broken.
great
The
CEO at
experiences are
ServiceNow.
terrible.
I
Well,
mean,
wasn't he a
People are
co-CEO
dealing
at
with
SAP?
soul-crushing
for a
work.
little bit,
That's
but
why
then
they
they
don't
got
wanna
rid of
come to
whatever the guy's
office.
name was. I
Because
forgot
when they
now.
do, they have to swivel chair between
Yeah.
13 different
But
applications
here,
on average
he's
per
been
day, and it
spectacularly
soaks
good.
up 30% of their
And
productivity.
he brings
So
all
why
he
would
brought
they
an
wanna
enormously
deal with
good
that
management
environment?
team over to from
And that's
SAP
why
in
you
part,
gave them the
with Nick
choice.
Sitson
The
and
choice.
people
They
like
finally have
that.
a choice.
Well, and he's brought
To have one
apps folks
single
in,
pane
from
Yeah.
of
Oracle and from
glass.
Salesforce
Yeah,
too.
To have one
he's
experience
done it
layer
well.
above all other
I'm
systems that even make those systems better.
I'm seriously impressed
I
with
call this the platform of platforms. And we've made a lot of
I still
progress together.
consider ServiceNow the world's largest unicorn.
A system of action to automate any
They haven't
workflow.
done anything to lose that title yet.
All the industries out
Whoa.
there. And now you're in
Echo.
position to go on this business transformation journey. And here's why the journey is the dream. When Einstein said, "I'm not a genius, I'm just curious. I ask many questions. And when the answer is simple, then God is answering." Think about
I almost feel like I'm
AI.
in church.
So much complexity, so many voices,
I actually don't know what that's like.
etc. How do we get to simple and put AI to work for people? Here's how. We reduce the chaos to the lowest common denominator of one. ServiceNow
What
is
does that
the
mean?
AI platform for business.
What does that mean exactly? Reduce the chaos to the lowest common denominator of one.
One experience
I mean,
layer.
only one
and
platform.
One automation
But
layer.
what's
for your
reducing the
company.
chaos
And
to the
now,
lowest common
our
denominator, meaning
system
it's
of
available
action,
to more
this
people than
one
ever?
system of action
Right? I don't.
can put
It's just
AI
bad phrasing, maybe. I don't know.
every corner
The lowest common
of your
denominator is usually
business.
not a good thing.
No, that's what I mean.
Why we're here in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I wasn't
Because
clear on what that meant
we have a
exactly.
once-in-a-lifetime shot to be the great simplifiers and do
Oh, I see
what
what he's trying to
others
say now. All
couldn't
right.
do, or for some reason chose not to do, or architecturally can't handle it. But we can. In my book, Winner's Dream, I quoted Robert Kennedy, when he quoted George Bernard Shaw in 1968 at Kansas University, and he said,
Hi, Jason. See you in a few
"Some
days.
see things
Hey,
as they
Jason.
are and say why. I dream things that never were and say, why not? Why not us? Why not now?" The only real question is, do we have the will to teach people that there is a choice, that they don't have to go on a forced march, that they don't have to live with a half a century of chaos, that in this one moment of time, this group, this collective in Las Vegas today can change the world. Are you ready to do this? Let's go.
He's got a little
Let's go.
WWE in him.
So you say, who's in? I can tell you this. The
That white
CEOs
jacket
are
is
in.
something else,
I
man.
met more
like
than
the white
200 of
I
them
do too. No, I
individually in the
do. I
last
really
12
do like it.
months.
It's just something
Not
else.
counting group settings.
Got like an Al
Don't wanna
Davis
overstate.
white black. Up there.
It
very
just stands
Lacoste.
out. It's
They're all
yeah,
in on
look.
AI. Their board of directors are saying to them, what's your plan for AI? They want to know. You know why they want to know? Because 70% of the soul-crushing work that workers have to do in companies today can be eliminated by technology, transformation, and AI. I meet CEOs every week. I study every research report, and 82% of them said AI will be highly disruptive to my business.
You
It'll
know,
disrupt
I never
my
have met
industry.
Bill McDermott.
And 93%
No?
of them
No.
said, I
Never.
think it can do
I had this
something
one
very
time
positive
he
for
had
my
asked to meet
business,
with me,
and I'm
and
interested.
if we set up a call,
So I'd like
and
you
it
to
got
hear
canceled.
from a
And you know
fantastic
why?
CEO
It was
that's
literally the
running
week
an
he had it, the
amazing
day he had
business
his
and
accident.
using
Oh, wow.
AI
That
to
day.
transform it.
Hmm.
And
Roll
that
the
was
tape,
it.
please.
I've never talked to him since.
It's an exciting time.
Never since. I
and
never
we are
talked to him
ready to
then.
embark on this journey. Today, we are equipping ourselves for
One of my
tomorrow's
sadder
challenges.
things about the industry. I never
Running
got to talk
factories
to him.
with 110,000 tons of pasta or 50,000
I'm sure
tons of
that could be
coffee or 70,000
remedied
tons
if
of
you
dried
really
fruits
want
needs to
I
be
don't think it
operated and
can.
managed digitally
I
end-to-end.
think
Digital transformation has
made
already
some
taken hold of
comments
entire
about it here and
industry
there,
and
but nothing
markets,
seems to
and will
happen.
continue to revolutionize them.
It's all right. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. It's just
We have
would have been nice.
4,000
'Cause
stores around
I
the
do
world
like
with
them.
millions of customers shopping there every year. We have a leading set of workflows and business industry processes coming from ServiceNow, which we need to execute. We have a new set of high-class AI tools which are unused and waiting to get released and to come into the hands of our people.
AI is a superpower
It almost
for the
sounded
whole
like it said
digital
into the hands
transformation.
of old people, but
In
I
the
know
near
it's meant
future,
all people.
we will be able to make more precise forecasts with the help of AI. We will be able to predict which customers in which store and which products they will buy the next day.
Data is the fuel
Yeah,
of
this is going to their focus on retail,
for AI.
Mhm.
But data must be managed and be secure.
their
New
industries.
AI-based training models will enable us to piece together a logical puzzle from a wealth of data and draw new, meaningful conclusions. Our decisions will improve the customer experience in a more sustainable way and also drive prosperity.
We need smart logistics to satisfy the customer needs and fulfill our promises. All goods have to arrive at the client in time, in temperature, in minimal waste, efficient and sustainable.
This will result in a more efficient way of working and will drive innovation to increase prosperity.
When we talk about so many goods moving around from manufacturing to retail to waste, we should never forget there's only one planet. You see here one of our products, our water bottle. It's one of 3.6 billion bottles. It's 100% recyclable.
He literally
So
must
your
come from the
bottle
same whole town
becomes
as
a bottle,
Holger
becomes a
does.
bottle,
This
becomes
guy. He literally had the same voice
The
as
world
Holger,
is
not just
changing in an
accent.
order of magnitude most of us never have experienced before, and we all tend to try to explain the future.
Close
Just
your
put
eyes
the
and
elements
imagine
together you
Holger.
hold in your hands.
No,
and
thank
make
you.
The future happen today. This is why we count on ServiceNow.
We need to keep three important things in mind. Never leave an employee behind. Protect your data. We must ensure data sovereignty in line with our ethical mindset and values. Stay agile. We need to remain flexible and adaptable to meet the challenges of the digital transformation.
Mark Twain said predictions are difficult, especially when future is involved. And having said this, I prefer the elements we hold in our hands to make the world run and work better.
Thank Gerd, Ralph, Schwartz Group. Thank you, Gerd, Ralph, the Schwartz Group team. What a company, what a franchise. I'm proud the Schwartz Group works with ServiceNow. Omar, let's show everyone why Gerd is so fired up to put AI to work for his people. Over to you.
Thanks, Bill. Hi, I'm
IoT.
Omar. I'm General Manager of IoT Solutions at ServiceNow, and I'm here to walk us through how the Now platform can transform a business like a bakery. This is Smooth Bake, a nationwide chain of bakeries that bakes fresh goods every day. The wonderful smell of
Look at that.
freshly baked treats brings in a lot of customers, but Smooth Bake also has significant operational challenges. Growth at Smooth Bake has stalled, revenues are flat, waste is increasing. And across their 2,000 bakeries, waste of just 25 items a day at $4 each amounts to 1.4 million in losses every single week. Other times, not enough product is baked, and they sell out, leading to missed sales and more millions in lost revenue. So, Smooth Bake recently introduced a new product across their stores, Cake Pops. The good news is customers love them. The bad news is
They're really
customer
hard to
demand for
make.
Cake Pops is even harder
Have
to
you ever made
predict
cake
than with
pops?
other products.
No, God, no.
A
For example,
nightmare.
on rainy days, there's not much demand. But on sunny days, they fly off the
That's
shelves.
pretty clever,
and
though, with
stores
the
often
level
run
of
out,
props on this one.
and customers leave empty-handed.
I'm getting hungry.
I was going to say,
Sales
we
while
even had
also
breakfast.
minimizing waste, Smooth Bake needs to help their teams make better decisions.
You know, I am this.
So, they
I
always
just.
have a lot of
Oh,
information.
I'll wait. I'll get to it.
There are data in their point of sale system, which tracks revenue and inventory. IoT-enabled ovens track the throughput, and their existing enterprise software holds historical data. They also have IoT people counters that report how many customers come in throughout the day and where in the store they spend their time. They also have other data sources, but all this information is stored in separate
ServiceNow
systems,
is
which don't
the
talk to each
platform
other.
for all of that.
Now, fortunately,
That's
Smooth Bake has recently
insanely
implemented
impressive.
ServiceNow to connect and optimize their operations. They have integrated all their
Because
systems and
This
data
demo was
into a
actually
single
pretty good.
platform user
Yeah, and
integration
it's
hub.
good putting
Now,
these
everything is
guys
connected, and they're
at a
able to
level
run
that
AI through their data and
other
operations
companies should
to
just
drive better real-time
be aware
decisions.
of, because
Here we have a
that's,
digital representation
I haven't
of the
seen
bakery
that.
within the Now platform. We can see
I just
customer flow
like the
and where
fact
the
that they're
customers are
mixing in
spending their time.
screens like this
With
into
all this
actual
information,
people
the AI
doing
in
it.
the Now
It's like
platform
I love
predicts
the
This is
the
well
stage
done.
demo is
how
great.
much to bake
Yeah.
and when to bake throughout every minute of every day in every store. And now employees get clear guidance that ensures supply while reducing waste. With this new ability to predict demand, we can now use workflow automation to guide employees. Using normal natural language, Smooth Bake can quickly create complex workflows like this one. In this case, the workflow lets the baker know when to restock the shelf and, if needed, what to bake and how much to bake. Most importantly, we are now generating workflows that drive decisions by using data that is being collected in real time on the bakery floor. In this store, there are only 5 cake pots left. So the Now platform sends an alert to
Rebecca,
the baker
go to work.
put more on the shelf.
Get to work.
Here we see the baker's task management app showing the notification and also trigger an order to bake more cake pops.
Wow.
The AI notices that last Tuesday morning at this time, demand peaked on the local Smooth Bake stores, and as the weather improved, and since the weather today is following a similar pattern, the alert tells them to bake a double batch that includes mostly green cake pops because those have been the fastest sellers.
Holy crap.
And none of this requires the employee to spend time analyzing the data and deciding what to bake. It's fully automated. With our new workflows,
I love this.
there are no
It literally
lines,
looks like we're
cake pop
watching
waste
an
is
actual
down,
bakery.
and customers are never affected by stock issues. Whoops.
This is,
That was a pretty
well,
obvious.
We can't control everything, I
Yeah.
suppose. Anyways, as we track indicators in our new dashboards, we see more revenue, drastically reduced waste, and customer satisfaction.
That is amazing.
on the rise. So, when there are quiet days in the bakery, nothing goes to waste. And when demand is unexpectedly through the roof, well, the AI helps them prepare accordingly. Just like what happened last night when Smooth Bake got an unexpected order for 10,000 ServiceNow cake pops in Las Vegas. So we decided to have a
that
special
means half
moment
the
here,
audience is going to be
and we want
deprived
to
of
make sure
cake
that you get a
pops.
cake pop. So please open the package in front of you, well, you'll see that we were still able to deliver on time.
Somebody just got our cake.
And that's what's
That's
possible
right.
when we
I bet
put
you every
AI to
analyst
work
table
for
had
bakers.
cake pops, but we don't.
Thank you very
This is the
much.
way to do it.
And while you
Oh my
enjoy your
God,
cake
that
pops,
was-
please
people are
enjoy the
That
next
was well
movie on
done.
how
That
every
was
corner
incredible,
matters. Thank
actually,
you.
That's the best.
and puts them at a new level.
No, that
actually.
was the best
That's the
conference
difference.
demo I've seen. In a
Just a
long time.
1/10 of a second between the F1 championship or better luck
But I
next
want
year.
my cake pop.
I do too. So wait, they're involved with F1?
Mm-hmm.
Who is?
The Aston
That's
Martin
just literally
Aramco
what I was
Formula One
thinking.
team was
Who the hell
born on the
isn't?
racetrack.
That's
Our
a-
ambition,
look at that,
our
man. That's
commitment
awesome.
remain the same.
Meet Claire Lansley.
There is an intense focus on making every action
What is
count.
about vendors that
As
they
with
love
any
putting up
F1
these
team, the
super
challenges
expensive
are many.
cars?
Noise, clutter,
Salesforce
the
with
inefficiencies
Bentleys,
of siloed
SAP
work.
with Porsches,
Our
these
goal
guys
is
with Aston
harmony.
Martins.
That's when we are most innovative.
Who's going to do
And
a
not
U
just
though?
our engineers or drivers. That's the focus
Yeah, but
of
you know,
all 850
maybe a
members
Corolla,
of Aston Martin Aramco.
something
And it's
that a regular
the
person
focus of
can
our
actually
partner,
buy.
ServiceNow.
The Now platform makes the world work better for every member of the team. And in the future, it has the opportunity to deliver AI to every corner of the organization.
With ServiceNow, we will transform our operations.
New interfaces and elevated experiences for employees will multiply productivity.
Our employees can make requests, track responses, and solve problems themselves.
Automation across the organization, optimized for working on the go.
Our offices, our factory floor, or the track in Abu Dhabi, year-round, over 24 races in 21 countries. That's going to free our team members to focus on the work that matters, finding every advantage.
The Now platform and AI has the power to transform every corner of the organization.
I would have done this differently.
To help the team push the limit around every corner of the
But
track.
maybe drive a car on stage.
What are the
Well, you know,
possibilities?
SAP almost did that
Can we
one
do
time.
better?
But no,
We
I would have
intend to
done
find
this similar video, but I would have done it more Corning, a day made of glass kind of video where you don't talk about ServiceNow. You just in the lower right-hand corner say this is what ServiceNow, how ServiceNow serves whatever they're
Thank you
actually
very
talking
much.
showing
about.
what it looks
We love
like.
the
Yeah,
demo.
rather than make
We
it
are
a
now
ServiceNow
seeing
commercial.
that the real-time enterprise is possible. In fact, it is here. And second, what a great
Again,
message
that
from
said.
Aston Martin. Think about it. Races are won by 1/10 of a second. Every corner of your business, 1/10 of a second. And it starts with the CEO, industry transformation, and extends to every leadership persona. Just as we talked about last year, it's business and IT coming together, end to end, every corner of the business. So let's start today with the CHRO, and let's talk about the employee experience. I'm so proud that Warner Brothers Discovery works with ServiceNow. Jennifer, welcome to Knowledge24. And Jackie, you take it from here. Let's go get it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank
Go
you.
get 'em, Jackie.
Thank you.
Go get them.
All right. All right. Well, thanks, Jennifer, for coming here to Knowledge. It's such a great event, and it's even better when we have great customers and friends like you to help us tell our story. Thanks for having me. Of course. All right. Well, let's get right into it. So,
And I also
Warner
would have
Brothers and
said,
Discovery,
help
two
you
really
tell your
important
story.
companies that came together with a mega merger in 2022. And you're the chief people officer. So to set the stage, tell us a bit about the biggest challenges you see from the context of human resources.
Yeah. Okay. Well, amazing group here today. So Warner Brothers Discovery came together in 2022, as Jackie mentioned. And if you think about the brands that sit under, and I didn't really understand this until I really started talking to the company, it's an amazing portfolio. It's CNN, it's Warner Brothers Pictures, HBO, TNT, Eurosport, HGTV, Harry Potter. I mean,
What?
I could go on and on.
Yeah, those
It's an
guys are
incredible
costing me a
portfolio.
fortune.
So what we're trying to do is
the
bring
NBA
together
back.
that group under a one Warner Brothers Discovery strategy and make decisions that sort of make the whole thing work. And we're navigating a generational change. And from a people perspective, how do we have the culture and conditions in order to achieve those goals? So that's really what we're focused on.
It's amazing. And I think we can all appreciate that this is both exciting and daunting to take on. So how did you solve these massive, complex transformational problems?
Well, we're in the middle of it right now. So it's not, we're relentlessly prioritizing. So I think one key thing when you're dealing with something that's massive is to think through, what are the key things we want to focus on doing and what are the things we need to stop doing? And really our big focus as a company is how do we attract the best storytellers in the world and be able to tell those stories through various channels.
Yes, ma'am.
And Max is a big focus of that, our streaming platforms. We've been putting a ton of energy there. And then from a people perspective, how do we create an experience and a culture for our people that's frictionless, that enables them to focus on their best work and get things done in a way that keeps the fun in it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it totally does. So as you think about the future and how to supercharge the employee experience with AI, what are you focused on?
Well, I think we have a giant partnership with ServiceNow, and there's a big roadmap that includes IT, finance, and HR. And I think that this is incredibly important that those three work really closely together. And we have a chatbot that I love. It's called Ask Sheldon, which is in one of our brands.
Sheldon.
And so our employees can go into the chatbot and find information and answers very quickly. We're really
but
working
isn't
to build on that more broadly.
Young
so
Sheldon
that,
and the Big Bang no longer on
Think
anymore?
about events,
know.
when you think
I-
about
Last
all the
season,
different things an employee
I
does,
didn't
it
watch.
doesn't matter to
I have
them
to
where
admit,
it
I
comes
never
from.
watched
It doesn't
either.
matter if it's
I watched the
HR,
Big
IT,
Bang on and
finance.
off, but
They
Young
just
Sheldon
wanna
I
do
didn't
it
watch.
quickly.
But
So we're trying
he's
to
like a
stitch
grown up
together
now,
this
so
tapestry
they
of
ended
the
it.
experience for them.
Are they gonna have a
And
show
one
called
thing that I think
Old
is really
Sheldon?
exciting
Older
is
Sheldon.
about
Well, that was
what
the
we
Big
do as a
Bang.
company.
That was the
I've
problem.
been
Big.
talking to ServiceNow about how do they
That
help
was the
us
prequel.
supercharge
So that's it.
a
Then after
platform where our
elderly
employees can go in and
Sheldon,
get tickets
when
Yeah,
he's
and immerse themselves
70
in our
years old.
experiences and our content
Shelley. We'll call him
all over
Shelley.
the world.
It's amazing. And the thing I think that really is differentiating about this is that you've put your people at the center of this transformation.
I mean, I think they're
And it's
going
your
a little too
culture
quick
that
from
you're
customer to
changing too.
customer. I mean,
And
there's no
technology
break
is
between
absolutely
anything.
superpowering.
But
And I think it's a great
that
example
said,
for all
you
of
remember a
us
few
to
years
learn
ago
from.
they were pushing the
So,
idea of,
last thing,
which they dropped
if
as
you give
far as
advice, you
publicly,
have
the
a
idea of
very
being the
wonderful captive
platform of
audience on
platforms.
how to
Mhm.
tackle these
Well,
But
now
they're
it's
actually
AI.
showing that's what they're doing.
Well, I say once again,
They're
Yeah,
still
but now
doing
it's-
it. They're
between
just not
IT and
talking about
finance
it
and
that way
HR is
anymore.
critical.
But what they're
We have a
showing it
group
with
of
these
amazing
three
IT people from Warner Brothers
examples
here
is
today.
that.
So big shout out to them.
But
Exactly
this is
that.
a much
That
less
team
tech forward
really
way to do it.
embraces
Right.
this idea
Platform
of
of
how you
platforms
put
was
the
very tech
employee or the
forward.
Yeah,
person
well,
at the
no,
center.
it was
And so that part is absolutely
say
critical.
right
And
idea,
every
wrong
big piece of
message,
advice is
right
have a
back
great
then, right?
implementation
And
partner.
they're
Ours
actually
is Deloitte. I know there's many
accomplishing
other
that.
partners in the group, and
Both,
Deloitte's been incredible for
to
us.
your
So
point,
those
by
now they're
showing
calling
really
it,
matter.
they're
Yeah,
showing in
partnership
action.
is everything. And we were chatting about your
Well, I
What,
think
relationship
Brent?
with your
the
CIO,
interesting
who's
thing
also had
too
the
is how
opportunity
much
to talk
of
to
what
our
they're
board and
doing in
others
product
here.
development
It's really
has
a
been
great
spurred by
example. So I can't
customers,
thank you
what
enough,
customers
Jennifer,
have
for your
built custom
trust
on the
in
platform
ServiceNow,
themselves.
for your trust and your
Yeah.
friendship and our
I
partnership. I
like the
love
sales
that
order
and
management
really
stuff where
appreciate
they're
your
like,
time.
customers
So
were
thank
already
you for
doing
being
this.
here,
We're
and
just
thanks everyone for
productizing this so
listening.
that
Yep.
everybody can,
you.
Smart.
Thanks, Phil.
yeah.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Bill.
Jennifer.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Jennifer.
Thanks.
Thank you, Jackie.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank Jennifer and Jackie. Did they do a great job? Great job. Also to David Zaslav and the job that he's doing at Warner Brothers Discovery to completely reimagine the company. It's an honor to serve. And I'd like you all to remember every corner of your business, including how you serve your customers. And ServiceNow is making a bold move into the front office. And for that reason, we're very proud that BT works with ServiceNow. Henna, welcome to Knowledge24. John, take it away. Come on up. Henna, how you doing? You good? John, you good?
All righty.
Get 'em.
Absolutely. All righty. So Henna, thank you so much for joining us today. So why don't we kick it off with you telling us a little bit more about BT, the role there that you have, and the challenges you're facing.
Thank you, John. So British Telecoms is the world's oldest telecoms company, as most of you might know. And even today, it is one of the largest
What were they in the
telecoms provider
tin
in
can
UK.
business back in the like
And
1700s?
one part of BT is BT
right.
Business.
That's
They used to
interesting. I
travel.
wonder how they
Companies from small and
Go ahead,
medium
Rebecca.
enterprises
figured that out.
all the way
No,
up
that
to
they used to
multinational
travel with the
companies.
British East India
And
Company.
I'm the CIO who looks after BT Business. My job is to drive the digital transformation for that. Some of the challenges we've been facing is with regards to customer experience. Because of the history, there's a complex landscape, 125 service platforms.
That was a big
85 monitoring
transformation point when
systems,
they
and
introduced
76
customer
different
service
processes.
management several
This
years
gives
ago
us a
for
very
them.
siloed
Huge
customer
change in the
experience,
company,
a lot
even
of
under
manual
John Donahoe
processes,
at the
a
time.
lot of tribal knowledge, and essentially,
Didn't
it's
you
not
say that
enough for the
this year
customers.
was the first year that
Wow.
that,
Tribal
that
knowledge,
other
complex
businesses,
landscape,
that other
manual
business
processes. Never heard of that
equaled
before,
ITSM for
especially in
them or
global
something like that?
telcos
Yeah.
serving 125
Revenues
countries,
from
I think.
CX
So
or CSM
more
rather
seriously, can you help
topped
us walk
ITSM.
us through
Yeah,
how you
which is
approach
not
this challenge?
shocking. That, I mean, they will use
It's
the,
been an
to their
amazing
credit.
journey,
He
and I
recognized
have
that
to
it was
say
going
it's
that
been
direction a while back.
ServiceNow
And
in partnership
what they did
with
is they used ITSM as the cash cow to
35
fund all the
people
customer
all
workflow
of
stuff they
our
were doing,
service
Yeah.
platform
right?
onto one
And then
service
they
platform.
expanded that, their
ServiceNow
vertical
right
strategy,
at
and
the
they
core
really
of our
pushed
service ecosystem.
customer
It has
workflows
been amazing because
into
it means
the
Verticals.
verticals.
we
Yeah,
Yeah.
really, really
implementing
big.
FinOps
It's a great
for
strategy and
dynamic
it worked.
remediation. It is all orchestrated through ServiceNow. I also need to thank you about the partnership we have had with ServiceNow and Service Bridge, because it's been amazing to get the customers' ServiceNow instances talking to ours. It's been fantastic. Thank you.
And thank you for mentioning that. That collaboration between our teams has been just absolutely fantastic.
John
So
is
it sounds
former
like you've made some
Salesforce.
amazing progress.
Yep.
Can you share any specific outcomes or anecdotes
Michael
today?
Ramsey, who we will be
We
talking
are
to,
very KPI
CRM
obsessed,
Playaz.
and I want to talk about some of
I
the
think it's
KPIs that we are tracking.
the
Tomorrow.
8th.
Customer
Yeah, the
experience
8th.
is at the very heart of what
Is
we
also
do,
former
and we
Salesforce.
have seen
And he was
significant
right
improvements
hand
in
of John
NPS.
Ball.
Our mean time to resolve on incidents has been halved, and we've seen 90% improvement in predictability and responses to incidents. But just to give you a view of what's happening, what does this mean for our customers? A worldwide energy company that we onboarded achieved 80% less manual work for support tasks. Another retail and commercial bank has attained 75% end-to-end automation of network and security changes. So the main thing is our customers are telling us that we're making a massive difference, and that's what matters.
Wow, those are some amazing results. And think about that. Those are improvements in KPIs for BT, but also for their customers, their own KPIs. That's amazing. So one last question. What do you see on the horizon for BT? How specifically, how do you see AI
The
come into
sun
play?
in the morning.
AI is completely in season right now, and we've been doing a lot of things across all our platforms. But today, it's all about service and improving customer experience. So one of the things I'll say
That
is
was a
we
really
have been
interesting turn of praise.
implementing the Know Assist
AI is in
features
season right
ServiceNow,
now.
and some of the results we've seen on specific use
It
cases
is
like
fresh.
call summarization.
I was about to say, but when, you know, when summer's
been
over,
very,
winter
very
comes,
positive.
AI doesn't grow anymore.
Excited about what it can do for us.
So we have to go to
in the
Apple's.
near future.
Awesome. Thank
Speaking
you
of
so much,
Apple, you
Hannah.
see
Thank
that
you
new
for
iPad?
joining
That's
us
right.
for the partnership. How about a round of
Oh,
applause
that's
for
speaking
Hannah?
of which, today's the big day
Harold,
for the
back
Apple
to you.
announcements.
Great job.
Yeah, they already came out.
Oh, they did?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even see them. I
3
have
new
to look.
models.
Well done.
iPad Pro
Well,
M4.
powerful, Hannah and John, thank you so
I
much.
didn't see exactly.
Your CEO, Allison Kirkby, fantastic.
I'll look
and
after
I'll be
Harmeet,
back.
please give
I'll be
them my
back in a little
personal
bit.
regards and
I'm
thank
going
them
to the
on behalf
store
of
right now.
ServiceNow for the
Yeah,
great
well,
job.
no, I brought my serial number for my
Thank you
iPad
so
Pro
much.
so I can trade it in.
I brought my
Okay, we
iPad Pro.
talked about
Traded it.
every corner. Now we talked about employee
He's
experience.
a good
we talked
ringmaster.
about the
You know,
front
he kind of.
office and that
Oh, yeah.
wonderful customer connection you all need. Now, let's go into a new corner of the office. Let's talk about procurement. Mark, we love HSBC. We're proud you work with ServiceNow. Please, Josh, take it away. Thank you so much. Mark, thank you, my friend.
We're packing a lot of customers into this.
So Mark, you run procurement technologies at HSBC. Can you share with everyone a little bit about the scope of your role and what you're trying to accomplish?
Hi, Josh. So thanks everyone for having me today. My role at HSBC is the global.
By the way, I checked already. They did announce an iPad Pro with the M4 chip.
Ultimately, I look after
Yeah, I'll
all
be
of the
getting that.
systems.
Me
and
too. I've already got it. That's why I have my serial number so I can put the trade in today.
Legacy systems to 15, and ultimately simplifying our user and employee experience, automating where possible, increasing straight-through
I
processing.
wonder why the camera is set
and
so that
ultimately
it cuts
improving our
the top of their
processes
head
that we
off.
have today.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Processes have been, as you can imagine, with 50 systems, they've been fragmented.
They should be watching our. They should be watching our watch party so they know to pull the camera angle back to zoom out.
Make a note to Jeff. We'll make sure.
230,000 employees in the bank.
Maybe it's just the frame of the way it's framed. I don't know.
Those are big numbers. So
No,
small
it's it's
can have
a
huge
mistake,
savings
is what it is.
Yeah, so it sounds like if you can move the needle a little bit, you can make a huge impact for your company. So tell us a little bit
See,
about the
look.
role that source-to-pay operations
Now
plays.
that's an interesting. Why did it?
So as we've already
Finance and supply chain workflows
HR,
together.
IT, more recently legal, and now procurement are looking
That's
at
an
using the
interesting
platform
combination.
to ultimately create a single front door that is intuitive, doesn't require a huge amount of learning material to try and get it correct. We have multiple systems that people have to log into today just to interact with procurement. Going forward, one single front door will massively help us with that. We've also learned from our mistakes in the past. We've customized solutions. Ideally, we're wanting to move back to out of the box, making sure that we get the best breed out of the product, and ultimately partnering up with ServiceNow with the work that we are doing within Shopping Hub and the products
I
available.
think when I
in
got
that
involved with these guys, they were at about $1 billion,
as it goes. So looking forward to that.
a little short of $1 billion, and customer service management had been around
engagement layer where all the employees
for
come,
maybe a year
not
or
only do they
less.
not have to log
About
into
6
all those
months.
different systems, but you could kind of
So that's
transform
isn't that why
underneath at your
you
pace
chalk
without
their
disrupting or
growth
changing
to
the
when you
employee
started?
experience,
'Cause
right?
now they're up to what, 8 or
Super
9
powerful.
billion?
Oh yeah, 9 billion.
Yeah. So
Really
yeah,
excited
so
to
you
be a
can be
part of that.
credited
Share a
for the
little bit
8.
about the
Well, I actually saw a seminal moment of theirs, which was interesting when they recognized the impact that the service ops had on customer experience. 2019, December, when Disney Plus launched, and
Yeah.
yeah, that was the moment that they finally realized it. I'm taking a little credit for it because I had an advisory session and I was the one who actually told them that. I said, I hope you see this. And you know what I told them to do though for Knowledge 2020, which was, of course, not knowing COVID was coming, that they should bring Baby Yoda on the stage.
Shopping Hub. And
But they didn't. They brought this instead. They brought the CIO of digital virtually on the stage. The CIO of Disney Plus. We talked about their great partner, ServiceNow, which
this results in
coming out of Disney anything is amazing because Disney does not like to do things like that.
On top of that, already had savings.
Well, they went from Baby Yoda to Idris Elba. So
I know. I you know what? No complaints about that one. I'm just such a big fan of that guy. I love him.
Just related to people asking, what's the status of my purchase order? What's the status of my invoice?
So that 1,000 hours in the back office is
So how many of these
reflecting and
customer
self-serving
exploits
on a
are?
lot
About
of those
3?
kinds of inquiries.
So
Pretty
far,
amazing
yeah.
results. So
Wait.
you got a great foundation.
4.
Recounting the videos?
Yeah, Formula One, so it'd be 4.
Aston Martin.
4, 3 on stage. Well,
so plan for this year is to get all of
yeah,
our
3 on
56 markets
stage
onto
and
Shopping
1
Hub,
video,
and we'll continue to
right?
deploy
Well, the
that out as we
bakery
go
demo
and
was
improve
just
the solution as it gets going.
fictitious, right?
On top of that,
Right.
we're going to start
Yeah,
to look at
not a customer.
SLO
That's true.
module
So
and
3.
how we can bring all of our supplier and risk
That
and
bakery demo was
performance data
awesome.
No,
on
4.
Yeah, that
one
was
single
great.
With the
dashboard.
video.
4.
Yeah.
We've had before.
Yeah,
This is
the
really, really
car,
powerful for procurement
yeah.
teams to be able to
Formula
Formula
One,
One.
BT.
BT.
So really looking forward to that.
Sheldon.
Regarding
That's right.
generative AI,
Sheldon.
Got to talk about generative AI today.
Sheldon.
For
I'm
sure.
passionate. I think everyone in this room is passionate. It's a key topic, buzzword that everyone's talking about. One of the key focuses we've got at the moment, we're going to be starting small and then growing on from that. We want to start to look at large data. So things like contracts. We want to start to bring that into the tool set, being able to summarize so that
Now,
users can see it.
how
in
much
one
of
place
this do you think
in a
the audience,
really
do
concise,
the audience
summarized format.
like
So that's going to be one of the areas.
the use cases or the stories from
Request
other
intake
customers
process, I've talked
as
about
part
it
of this
before, from where
process?
we
You
were,
think you get a
where we are
lot out
now
of this,
through
even though they're
Shopping
only
Hub
like
and guided buying.
5 minutes long? Is
We
that
want
a
to
good?
start to look at agents and
Do they
how
get
can
enough
improve that
to
going
really
forward.
try to
And
figure
then
out what's going on with
ultimately,
ServiceNow?
summarization as a whole. We want to
That's
start
it.
to be able
You
to
know, it's
say,
funny.
okay,
In one regard, I'd say
tickets being
per
raised,
per per
there's a
unit,
huge
meaning each individual thing,
Awesome results, Mark. I really want to thank you
maybe
for being here and sharing
maybe
everything
not
you've done with
overall
our,
though.
Knowledge 24
Yes,
attendees. Thanks a lot.
meaning you
All
get to
Like
see
not
the
for,
Thank you very
the
much.
range.
Great job.
not for
Great job.
the individual one, but
Thanks,
the
Phil.
aggregate of 4 or 5.
Yeah, yeah. I think because each of them is obviously carefully chosen to highlight a different part of ServiceNow's ecosystem area, you know,
leadership. Great job. Thanks a lot.
capabilities, and
So,
so
so putting 5
These are
in
amazing stories. And
is better than
tomorrow
having
you'll
one
see the one
long
and only
detail.
CJ Desai
oh
take
god,
you through
Yeah. Yeah.
our
Well, I mean, I guess to the point, if your company can sustain 5 with varied areas, I mean, a lot of companies are just not that
the hardest thing about
wide
ServiceNow is
ranging.
keeping up with the pace of innovation. That's a high
Like,
class
you know, what would
problem.
be
I love
interesting? It
that.
would
So
be
CJ,
interesting
tomorrow
at a certain level, which
you're
we'll
going to
all
take
see,
us
is how
to the
Creatio
mountaintop.
thinks about
But
these
in the
things. So a
meantime,
much
we
smaller
have
company
all kinds of new
has
use
a
cases.
pretty integrated and wide range of things they do,
solution.
but it's
There's been so
primarily
much happening.
it's
And
workflows,
today
but it's
I'm going to
mostly
give
front
you 2 of
office
the greatest
workflows,
innovators
Right.
mostly.
that we
So it'd
have.
be interesting to see how they
They're going to
treat
tell
that.
you a little bit
And they're good
about
at
our
events. I mean, they're
platform.
very
If
good
you
at like
remember,
doing
last year I
events. So
said the IT
this
strategy
is kind of,
is the business
you know,
strategy.
master.
You
And
got
we
an audience
designed
of
this
like
platform
that's
for the AI
probably the
future
most crammed,
and
biggest
business
audience I've seen
transformation.
so far this
So
year.
let's hear
Yeah.
from
Just
2
from
of
the
our
fan,
greatest
it looked like
leaders,
that
Joe
place was
Davis and John
every
Sigler.
seat was
Let's
filled.
talk platform,
Yeah.
guys. Let's go. Let's
Well,
go,
again,
man. Get this done.
he's really doing a good job.
Thank you, Bill. My name is John Sigler, and I lead the platform and AI groups at ServiceNow. I have been at the company about 3 years. It's my
I think I've
third
met him
Knowledge, and I've been working at integrating AI with platforms for
last
about
year.
a decade. I'm Joe Davis, and I lead platform and AI engineering, and I'm kind of privileged to say that this is my 12th Knowledge.
Wow.
So
Wow.
thank you. I'm here in the service of every one of you. I work with John, and our
Right
mission
now.
is to create an AI-powered platform that can deliver intelligent experiences and automations into our solutions that really help you. And you heard Bill talk about the AI-first enterprise, so let's jump right into it. There's an architecture that powers that.
So that's
and we
their
want to just
approach.
talk a little bit about that here.
Not
So
platform
I'm
or
gonna start from the
platform, but
bottom up.
AI first
At
enterprise.
the bottom, you have all these disparate systems we've talked about. We integrate those into a common platform that has a data model, a metadata, an API layer, and an information architecture that we use as the foundation to build the workflow and intelligence layers. Now, in that intelligence layer, we've developed our own AI models, but we're
The
also
thing I
open.
have
We
to
let
give
you
them a
build your
lot
own
of
AI
credit
models
for,
as well.
did this with
And
platform
that
and
the
platforms too,
experience
when they
layer
showed
is
us
on
in
the
that
top.
analyst
That's kind of a
briefing we were
fancy
all
way of
on
saying
with
we use experience
a
to
very
the user
similar type
while
of
we're measuring.
diagram,
And
is
together, this
they
architecture
do
really helps us
really
craft
have,
intelligent experiences and
they
automations
engineer
that
their
connect all these
architecture
systems
really
across the
well.
enterprise. So what we want to do next is talk a little bit more in detail
I think
That
they're
about how
makes
some of
have
these architectural layers help
tomorrow.
people.
Jensen Wang is going to be on with
Yeah,
Steve
and as
Davis.
Bill said,
He's
there's a common
going to be really interested to hear
misconception
about this.
about
Well, we'll have
traditional
another watch
enterprise.
party
In that
tomorrow then.
an employee has one role and talks to one system, but we know
Jensen
that's
Wong
not
is
true.
something else on stage,
Take
man.
Rebecca. Rebecca heads up HR.
Hey,
But
Rebecca, you're
Rebecca
in
has
HR.
multiple roles.
Congrats.
She not
You
only
are
works
too.
with
It's almost right.
systems, she manages a very large team. She mentors other employees. She works with customers. So she needs access
And is one
to
of the great
multiple
thought leaders
systems
in
across
HR.
the enterprise. Let's look at
And
how
is
the
the
experience
mother of
layer
Patrick.
can help us do that.
So the experience layer
That'd be
aligns
funny.
to the multiple role
They showed that
It'd be funny if
picture.
they had a
We've
picture of
designed it so
Patrick.
that it's people-centric. It tailors to the individual and not the department. And how do we do this? It's a metadata-driven framework behind the scenes. So when you're configuring a form or a list or the mobile experience, ultimately that's metadata that we can take and run across any channel. The applications share that same metadata, so the experience layer is able to kind of assemble whatever is needed across the entire enterprise from all these different sources and systems and bring a really contextual experience tailored to that individual. So Rebecca doesn't have to jump across different systems, learn different tools and technologies. The experience layer brings a really cohesive experience together for her that understands how she works.
That's great, and it's really going to help
That's actually
Rebecca
really smart,
get to the
too.
information she needs for the multiple roles that she has at the company.
I'd like to see this in
But the
production
real
somewhere.
magic of ServiceNow is automation. Our ability to take
You mean like at a
action
customer
is our
site?
secret sauce.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at how the workflow
I always want to
automation
see something in production
help
because
Rebecca
I
moving
see
forward.
demos and they're fun.
You've heard
and
this
they're
word before. This
fascinating.
is really important. This
But,
is like the heart
you
of
know, they're also
ServiceNow,
semi-fictional.
and this is what
Yeah.
really helps us become that platform of platforms that Bill's talked about and that you've heard many
So my
times.
question is, of all of
And,
what we've
you know,
seen so
there's a lot
far,
of
is how much of
systems
this
we
is
can
actually
connect and orchestrate
GA?
across all of these.
How much is,
We also
well, let
use
me rephrase it. How much is
technology stack
literally
already data,
available?
and we don't want to break you.
A
And so
lot
our
of it.
design
I would
is-
hope 100%, but I
and
doubt
how
Yeah.
it.
that works is we've got an extensible workflow
I mean, all
technology,
of this stuff is in the
really
product.
well-defined API and guardrails that can help you scale from the simple to
Because
the complex use case. You
again,
can do approvals, but
these
you can also
guys, the
do
other
really
thing that
complex things
I
like
haven't personally
say, a
given
customer
enough credit
service
for,
case
but they
may
deserve
come
full
in from
credit for,
Amazon
is
Connect,
how well
get routed into
organized they are
ServiceNow.
technologically.
Maybe we look up some sales
I
information
mean,
in
they're just
SAP. We might look up some
amazingly
payment
efficient
information
in
in
the way
Visa.
they
And when the case is
develop things.
resolved, we might
And they
also
develop
do a
them
survey from Qualtrics.
at the right
All
time,
of
so to
that,
speak.
those integrations and those different systems use the same API and primitives to communicate with each other. And that's really how we
You
connect
know what? We
everything
haven't
across
heard
the
anything
enterprise.
about like
And
prompt
that is
engineering
really
or
one of the
any of that
special
kind of stuff.
sauces of
No.
ServiceNow that we really can't highlight.
No,
enough.
this is like,
separate AI keynote though?
We have
yeah,
an
that
experience
tomorrow,
layer that allows you to go
later
and
today.
talk to disparate systems.
I
We have the ability to take
will
action
tell you in a
across
second.
those disparate systems. But what about intelligence? And as Bill talked about, you can't bolt intelligence on the side of a platform. As Joe showed in our architecture, we build AI into the platform. And that's extremely important because we can expose that AI in every service and in
checking
every
now.
product
Just
throughout the entire
of the big
organization and
enterprise
enterprise to
companies,
every
who
single
isn't
corner,
building AI right into
bringing
the
intelligence,
platform at this?
speed, and allowing those systems to work together.
Because if you aren't,
You're
what's
not in the game.
To do this, we leverage Now Assist so that every user, no matter what, no matter
let me
where
see
they are,
now.
whether they're in a portal, whether they're in a workspace, or they're in the developer experience, can leverage the AI capabilities of our platform through Now Assist. This is AI. This is AI done right. This is AI integrated.
First
And
pregnant
look,
pause of the day.
ultimately, what we're trying to do is have AI and Now Assist that helps people. And
Okay,
when
here
you
we
think
go.
about what that is,
Wednesday.
there's different people that we try to help. We're trying to help people accomplish things faster, be more productive, have a great employee experience, and also have a great customer experience. That really is what all of this boils down to when we talk about putting AI to work for people. So, John, I think you've been working a lot with customers. Let's talk a little bit about, maybe you can share with us some of the value realization that
Things
you're
slow
seeing
down a
with
little bit.
adopters.
I would
Yeah.
love to, but I think
Well,
you
now
have
it's just
a
like
live demo.
talking.
Why don't you head down, get prepared for that, and I will talk about.
Well, I think they're
some
trying
of the
to
people and experiences that
kind
we've
of
seen
bring
thus
people up
far
to speed and
with
do it
generative
slowly
AI
so,
and the Now
so people
platform.
can digest what this looks like, you know?
When we look at employees, what we
There's a
want
lot
to do is
going
make
on here.
every employee more productive, and we're seeing tremendous results. When we look, if every single employee that had access to ServiceNow were to use Now Assist, similar to what Bill said before, we see an incredible result. 450 million hours per year of improved employee productivity. 450 million. And when we look at service,
I literally can't.
and we look at the agents and the operators and the people that are trying to solve problems, we've done work there around summarization, case resolution. We're even doing things like allowing Now Assist to reply to chats and to email. But there's one big thing that we're going to deliver in the next month or so around knowledge base item creation. It turns out that last year, in 2023, there were 18.5 million knowledge base articles created. And each one of those that were created by an agent from start to finish took 30 minutes. 30 minutes. With Now Assist creating the knowledge base article for that agent,
Yeah,
it goes
tomorrow
CJ
CJ
to a
decides.
single click in a few seconds.
So
if you multiply
Keynote is about AI, putting Gen AI to work.
Minutes, it's a pretty big
And
number.
that's
I'm not
where
sure what it
Jensen
is, but it's a
Huang
big number. It's a lot of savings.
which makes total sense.
Okay. When we look at developers, we've been leveraging Now Assist to do things like code generation and flow generation for a while, but we're not done there. Making developers more productive is extremely important. So you're going to see us do things like leveraging Now Assist to do things like generating playbooks or service catalog items.
You know what's kind of
Pretty much
interesting
any
is
object you can think of,
at
we're going
Oracle's
to
media
leverage
event,
Now Assist to help in that
they
productivity
talk
of the developers.
in terms of the
When
50
we look
use
at what we're
cases
seeing
that
with
they're
code
developing.
today,
When a
and
developer has a
across all the
relatively
different
short
enterprise
script to
applications.
write, they're about 50%
Haven't really heard
faster
much about,
when leveraging Now Assist to help.
kind of
As the
beyond
complexity goes up,
the customer stories
they
about
get even faster.
like a list or how
65%
many are they
faster.
working on across how many different industries or
And lastly, when we
kind
look
of,
at
It's a really interesting point, Brent. Bill's got numbers for
customer
everything
has a
else, but we
problem
don't
with
have a
an
number for
item,
the
they
number
want to
of
make a
generative AI
return, their
capabilities.
service isn't working. They want
maybe
to
that's
go
coming
to a
tomorrow.
place and they want to solve their problem, and they want to solve it quickly.
I can't imagine they haven't thought about that.
When we did a
I mean, it was sort of like it's kind of the foundation of everything, pretty much.
and links to other things to help them solve their problem. But the
Kind of what
problem
also
is
makes
they would have to go in to each one of
AI
those
and everything else about it real.
their question. With Now Assist search,
Yeah, that was a really good
not
thing
only do
Oracle
we
did.
give you
I
the relevant
kind of
links
walked through
across
some of those use
articles,
cases.
we give you the answer to the question.
To me, it's
So what might have taken
that's
you 10
always
or
a turning
15
point
minutes to
from
get
the hype.
answer, we can now deliver in
Is
30
create the
seconds.
use
From
cases
the
that are
time you
workable.
start typing in your question, to us going out and getting you
That
the
and
relevant
announcing
articles,
moving your headquarters
to giving you the
without
answer,
telling anybody.
Yeah.
you're done. 30 seconds.
What was it?
And that's very,
Oracle?
very
What they
important.
moved
We're
to?
gonna
Nashville,
continue
was
to
it?
focus
Nashville.
on
Yeah.
that self-service, because if you do
I
not
guess they
get
just
your
want to get into
answer
country
in 30
music.
seconds and it has to go to a
Good
case,
barbecue too.
it goes to upwards of 22 hours to solve
You're
the same
finding
problem.
Larry saying, "Look,
But
the
that's
one
about
thing I
it.
haven't done in life is I haven't
Talk,
made it in
slides.
country music yet."
Let's see a real live demo.
So we're going to move to
Okay,
Nashville.
so thank you, John.
Introduced to
Great,
Nashville, and I'm
valuable
going to buy the
insights.
Grand Ole Opry.
Okay, we
We're
got a
excited
demo.
to share something that's brand new, no one's seen before. It's a live demo, so hopefully it works. The scenario that we want to set up here is really common. I'm an employee and I have a question about my medical deductible. Where do I go to find this? John talked about the fact that we created 18.5 million knowledge articles last year, but this is a medical question. It exists in a system external to ServiceNow, like SharePoint. And in the traditional enterprise, employees would have to jump across all these different systems, search through links and
Like
documents to try to
Cerner.
find an answer. We can transform that with Now Assist. It's pretty easy, and I'm going to show you how. So let's jump to the workstation here. There's external connector support with Now Assist. So you can set up these different external systems so that Now Assist can power everything across the enterprise. I'm going to use SharePoint here.
What's that
but
say?
it can really be anything.
Get
We've also
Lab?
heard your feedback, and we've made this really simple to
Yeah, I
activate.
think so.
It's that easy. It's one click in this case because it's a simple scenario. I'm an employee, so I'm going to jump to the portal. This is already ready to be used. That's how easy this was. And I'm going to ask a question about my deductible. Before I kick this off, what we just did was turned Now Assist into an enterprise-wide search system, both internal data at ServiceNow and external data across the enterprise. So let's see what happens.
Well,
when
Now
I ask,
Assist is now
what is my
Copilot. Is really what it is.
Okay,
It's exactly
I
the
got a
same
result.
thing.
What are we seeing
It's not
here?
any different
First of all,
in an
I
enterprise
got an
environment,
answer.
which Copilot
I
can
didn't get a
also
list of
be in.
documents or links. Secondly,
Interesting that ServiceNow is one of the ones that's decidedly not using the Copilot term.
designed using
Although to
generative
their credit, they
AI
gave
to
it a
give me
pretty
dynamic
decent other
answer
name,
based on the question that I have.
even though Copilot's
And
the.
the other thing I want to call
I mean,
out,
let's say
this
this:
document,
there's
this
no
came from
functional difference at all
This is
here.
outside of ServiceNow.
Oracle
If
didn't
I
call it
just open
Copilot
that
either, right?
document, you'll
I
see
mean,
it's a pretty
No,
long
they
document.
didn't give it in. They didn't give it a name. I
it's
don't
called
think.
an AI assistant or
Yeah.
something.
What you're seeing here is, in just a few seconds, we were able to turn Now Assist to be an enterprise-wide system to find answers, and this can really
See,
transform
this is
the
where
employee
this is
experience,
where
the
you'd like
enterprise
to see the
experience,
difference
and really
between
save people time. And
maybe
that's just
tomorrow
an
between
example
well,
of
it
what
won't be
we mean
specific
when we
this
say
way,
put
but
AI to work for
between
people. It's to
like
help you.
Microsoft Copilot in an enterprise
Yeah, that's an
environment
incredible
or
demo,
some other,
Joe, and really, we've shown you
Assist
what
or
it means to
Copilot in
work
an enterprise
across the
environment
layers of our platform and
versus
experience
this, because
workflow and
ultimately
automation, and
on
then
the
bringing
surface, at
intelligence
least
to
functionally, it
every
looks
corner
absolutely no
of
different,
the
and it's
enterprise.
pretty much a table
And I
stakes
think this really
requirement
is,
now.
Bill,
It's
the
not
AI
one that this
platform
is
for
like, oh
business
wow, that makes you
transformation.
outstanding
And you're not
and
alone on
separates
this
signal
journey.
from other
We
signal,
have one of
because
the
it
best
doesn't.
ecosystems in the world. And we have fantastic partners. Fujitsu is transforming Japan. Microsoft, NVIDIA, IBM, all of these great partners.
And
as part of our
in a
ecosystem are
future
here this
episode
week,
of
so I
CRM
encourage you to
Playaz,
go
we
out
will
and talk
have
to them.
a discussion of
And lastly, I
Fujitsu
want to
and
throw
their what did
out
they call it?
BJ
Their
Desai. He's going to be here
health,
tomorrow,
not health.
9
Their
a.m. It's going to
Well, it
give
was some
another
sort of health.
keynote where we're going to go even
health.
deeper.
Well, basically, it's
platform,
their
the
health
power
and
of
life
generative AI.
life
Thank you. Have a great knowledge.
programs. They have
Great
quite a
job.
few
Great
in,
job,
in
guys.
terms of what they're doing
Just hang one
technically and
second.
technologically.
Great, I'll jump in.
We're going to talk to them
Is
about
it
that.
me? Or is this like, why wouldn't everybody just do this?
Well, actually, everybody is doing it.
I mean, help me out here.
Let's go. Let's
Not
go.
like
I'm
they're
missing
not doing
something.
it, Bill.
I mean,
They are.
seriously. And we're backstage, and Joe's like, you know, Bill, tell me a customer story. Yeah, they just upload all the data from these old systems into the customer, our CMDB, and everything runs smoothly on an intelligent platform. The experiences are fantastic. And I said to him, why wouldn't every customer in the
Now
world
we're not
do
even
this?
seeing the top of. I mean, what's going on?
No, this camera is terrible.
Just gotta tell them.
This is
Cut
now
what to do.
negative.
This is how we
They're
win the
cutting
game.
off.
Thank you guys. Just a great
He's slightly
demonstration
taller than
today.
the other two, so
Well, I
his
think they were
hair
trying to
height.
show the audience to give it some perspective, but it definitely
definitely an
didn't work.
honor
Oh, it's still
to
not.
host
Look at
you,
this.
Knowledge24. We love our customers.
His head's
we are
cut
such
off.
a customer-centric
Looks like we're coming to the wrap
organization.
up here.
We are truly obsessed.
Yeah, they're trying to keep
Yeah.
it to
with
10.
your
Wow.
success.
Another
And I really want
separate
to get all
truly
of your
separate signal
stories,
from signal.
and I
An
want
hour
all of you
keynote
to
that's an
feel
hour.
This stage can be yours next
Look
year
at
at
that.
Knowledge24. And I'd like to give you a few final thoughts today, and hang with me on this one. To get even closer to you and get this community growing bigger and better and faster, we're going to form a new ServiceNow user group board of directors. And here's
You
the
know
deal.
what? Brent,
We
he
call it
stole that
Snow.
from our IRL
Okay.
2024 idea.
We want to get close to you, and
That's
we
it.
would like you to nominate yourself or anyone else that you
Snug.
feel would be an advantage for the
What a great
ServiceNow
name.
user group.
Snug.
Want to hear your
Snug.
feedback
Yeah, that's
directly.
great.
We want
Boy,
to
does that
organize
work.
these
That
like
is
board of
awesome.
directors
Instead of
meetings
golden
where we
hoodies,
really
you get
your
some
insight, the
snuggies.
nuances,
That's right.
and
You
the
get a
things that we
snuggie.
constantly get better at. So
You
if
go
you want
to-
to take a picture
You
of
can
that,
go to sleep with
you
your
can
feet
send
wrapped
your
in
nomination, including if it's for yourself, to us, and we will
Snug.
take action on it.
That's
Sound like a plan?
perfect.
Let's do it. Now, we're going to have an iPhone moment
Almost
together
snug.
here.
Snug board of
A lot of
director.
people ask me, what are the priorities?
fun.
What should I do at Knowledge24? There's so much to take in.
I will tell you this.
So this is Bill's top 10.
The other thing
Pick out
you
your
know about
iPhones if you
He's
like,
been pitching his
or
top 10. So
Androids, whatever
yeah.
you're using. Take a photo of it. And here's my top 10. Supercharge productivity with Now Assist AI. This is a game changer. This is the productivity punch you've been looking for, and we're ready to roll.
I'll go take a picture of it.
Predict and respond. Let's predict things before they happen. Let's respond to them before they even happen with ITOM AI operations. Serve your customer anywhere.
That's the
with field
autonomous service thing.
management. Think
Number 2.
about new business model innovation. What if you want a
Predict and
direct-to-consumer model and you want to upsell a service plan? Now with Gen AI, we can navigate complexities with field service forces like never before. Serve your customer. That's what this is about.
That should be number
Upskill
1.
and inspire with employee growth and development. Listen to me. In the next 2 years, 70% of the jobs are going to change. They are going to change.
Does that mean
And we have to
30% are not
upskill
changing or
to
just
get
going
our
away?
folks ready for this transformation. So not only
I
can
think
we
he just
recruit,
means they will remain the
hire,
same.
onboard, train, provide all the services, but now we can really navigate the career path in a Gen AI world.
Wow.
Build workflows
But that's
everywhere
70% of white collar
with App
jobs, I
Engine
presume he's
Studio.
talking about.
Don't let us have all the fun. You can build the new innovation onto the Now platform powered by Gen AI.
I will say, though,
Digitize your operational
never understood why
technology.
anyone thinks
We're going
that
into
building
many
workflows is
manufacturing
like
shop
fun.
floors now. Digitizing
Haven't seen that as a
operational
fun
technology,
thing.
reinventing
Come on,
business
that's
Oh, I
fun.
can't
supply
wait.
chains,
What's my
financial
choices?
systems.
Go to the Yankee game or build a workflow?
Multi-year roadmaps.
I think I'll build a
We are
workflow.
here to team up with you for the ages.
Go to the
Let's start
Per
with a
se or
5-year business
French Laundry
transformation
or
roadmap.
build a workflow.
We
Workflow.
have a
No
financial
question
system
about it.
at ServiceNow.
He should have brought Dave Letterman in to
We
help
have
him
an
with this
HR
top
system
10
at
list.
ServiceNow.
Yeah,
We
that's
actually
right.
have a CRM system at ServiceNow.
Okay,
And we
we're
have
officially
22,000
over time.
employees
Yep.
that don't know that
Oh well.
because we run the whole
Rebecca
company.
is right.
on one
You're right.
platform in every
You're right.
corner of
Oh
the
well.
company.
Promise
So the now on
unkept.
now philosophy.
We
We
retract.
put together a multi-year roadmap.
Let's say
and
that
provide
they'll be closer to
step-ins
on time than they
with your
were
business
our
timing and
analysts.
the departments you're looking to transform. Let's
Yes.
start thinking bigger. Let's go for every corner of the office together and co-innovate industry solutions. Industries are getting reinvented every day. I have a meeting with a CEO in Davos. We have one conversation over dinner. We talk about reinventing life sciences, taking clinical trials from 6.6 years to 1.2 years with Gen AI. They're already live on the Now platform, rocking and rolling. So we can get you up, we can get you running fast.
Rocking and
we can
rolling.
Think industries entirely with Gen AI on this
Probably
AI
right
platform for
generation
business
for him.
transformation.
For me
And
too,
unlock
actually.
the next experience. What
Hey.
experience are you trying to create? Which one have you not taken on yet? Let's do it together. And
What
we will
number are we on
co-innovate with
again?
you.
9.
9.
That's
We have
9.
to unlock, uncover, and modernize every business process in your company. You know why? Because every workflow in every company, in every corner of your company, will be reinvented with Gen AI. This is not a moment for incremental thinking. This is a moment for exponential thinking, breakthrough thinking. The tech is there, and we're ready to help. So, what do
All
I
I
want
can
to
say
commit
is
to you?
so much for the
You have my
metaverse.
commitment that ServiceNow will be
Nobody's talked about
obsessed
that for like how many
with
years
your
now?
success.
4.
That is what we are
Yeah.
here for, to make you a winner and make your companies even greater than they already are. We, together, this collective, have to make the world
Ooh.
work better for
We
everyone.
called it a collective.
So the challenge is simple. Let's put AI to
Makes
work
me shiver
for
with my
people.
old Marxist
And I'd like
instinct.
to have Idris address you one more time. Idris.
Workers of the world unite. Oh, wait a minute.
That's right. He is a collective. Power to the people.
Not working.
Oh, nice way to end with Ildris.
At least not the way it could work. Your people are buried in busy work. And you might be thinking, can AI make it all work? Can AI help your people work without all the workarounds? Feel better. Customers work what customers expect. Now, make your old tech work with your new tech.
This that other. He does a commercial just like this, where that feel better thing he just did.
So you got Salesforce with Matthew McConaughey, and now we got ServiceNow.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going with ServiceNow any day of the week. Any day of the week.
I'll go with Ildris on this one.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go with Matthew McConaughey only for the Lincoln lawyer. That's it. Beyond that, nothing.
Let's get to work.
He is
Good ad.
so much better.
It's a good ad.
Yeah, that
Get
is
yourself over
great.
there.
Yeah, he's super nice.
There
That
you
was
have
good.
it.
That was well done.
So let's go get it, everyone. Have a great knowledge. When you work, the world works. Thank you very much.
Way to go, dude. You pulled it off. Totally pulled it off.
So typically at this time we would ask for our initial thoughts, but quite honestly, we have to back it up. We have to meet and check out the what do they call that room?
The executive content studio.
We got to go to check that out because we're going to be doing some Playaz episodes
4 shows.
over the next couple of days. So we will be back with you, and I think we'll probably be back to do maybe 1 or 2 more Keynote watch parties, because it sounds like one of the big ones is going to be tomorrow.
Yep.
With CJ Desai on Gen AI and with Vincent Wang from NVIDIA joining them. So
You up for another one? You up for another one? Host of the Crunch?
I think so.
All right. So you'll see all 3 of us tomorrow.
He's got to confer with Patrick. To make
Right.
sure.
I gotta just double check schedules, but I think so.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm Brent Leary.
I'm Paul Greenberg.
I'm Rebecca Wettemann.
We shall see you all later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.